Steiner, host of the Robust Opposition, also one of the organizers of this protest for Our Revolution Los Angeles. We are here with folks from Indivisible outside of Dianne Feinstein's fundraiser here in Hancock Park. The guests are arriving. We are out here asking her to hold a town hall. She's never held a town hall in her 24 years of being a senator.
We are here to tell her that she needs to see us, she needs to hear us, because I don't think she understands us.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, in fact, there's going to be another fundraiser tomorrow in Bel Air. So let's go with this chant. Senator Feinstein, show us that you care. Or tomorrow, see you in Bel Air. Senator Feinstein, show us that you care. Or tomorrow, see you in Bel Air.
So I've been able to observe Dianne Feinstein the whole time she's been in office. She's been liberal on some issues, gay rights, women's rights, gun control, but on issues where she's had to choose between siding behind working people versus corporations and the 1%, she usually sides with the 1%. She has voted for the Iraq War, where thousands of mostly poor Americans, because that's who fights in our wars these days, folks, have been killed, maimed, or afflicted with PTSD or traumatic brain disorders. She voted for the extension of the Patriot Act and the FISA provisions, allowing government to spy on us, and called Edward Snowden, who disclosed these programs, a traitor. She voted for the bankruptcy bill, where people are actually required to pay their credit card companies before they pay their child support. And she voted to fast-track the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the corporate trade deal, which has been called NAFTA on steroids. As an activist and organizer who fought the TPP since 2012, I was part of a delegation of 5 people who tried to meet with her staff to ask her to vote against giving Obama fast-track authority. So her staff gave us the runaround for days, forcing us to hold a rally outside of her office. While her staffer came out and told us he was taking down all of our comments, no sooner than I left the protest did I turn on my radio and hear a report that she was going to vote yes on fast track. Last year, a small delegation of us was able to get a meeting with her district deputy about the new DARK Act. That bill would have overturned, and in fact did overturn, Vermont's historic GMO labeling law that they were able to get passed despite millions that Monsanto and the Grocery Manufacturers Association spent. This new bill would have required food manufacturers to put a QR code on products instead of the simple 5 words, made with genetically modified ingredients. We explained how only 33% of Americans have smartphones, how the QR code reader was an app that they'd have to use. Can you imagine a mother walking down a grocery aisle with a toddler on her hip, taking out her smartphone, going to that QR app, putting it at the barcode? I mean, it's ridiculous, as opposed to the 5 simple words. So the staffer wrote notes, nodded in agreement, and the next day, Feinstein voted for the new DARK Act. The problem with Senator Feinstein, like so many others in government, is that she takes money, lots of money, from lobbyists and corporations. In the case of the DARK Act, we discovered that she took $1,646,000 from Monsanto and other corporate agribusinesses. And it's not just campaign contributions. Feinstein is one of the wealthiest senators, worth $45 million, and her husband is worth over $1 billion, Richard Bloom. He's a real estate investor. In 2009, she introduced a bill directing $25 billion to the FDIC the day after the agency awarded her husband's company a contract to sell foreclosed properties at rates higher than the industry norms. Feinstein has also awarded her husband companies billions of dollars in military contracts for which she's been criticized. In 2006, she voted for the Postal Accountability and Enhancement Act, which requires that the Postal Service pay health benefits for retirees 75 years into the future. In other words, for postal workers who haven't even been born yet. No other government agency has this requirement. That is why the U.S. Postal Service, which was always in the black, is now in the red. And you might read that they were talking about ending Saturday service, closing rural post offices, and have been selling post offices right and left. And who has the exclusive no-bid contract to sell or lease these businesses?
Don't say her husband.
Yes. None other than Feinstein Husband Company, CBRE. And I was told that Feinstein herself does not meet with constituents except for one day a year in Washington, D.C. And I said,
California representative. Yep.
unlike the corporations who pay lobbyists to work full-time walking the halls of the Senate and House office buildings in Washington, D.C., the 99% does not have the money or the time to go to Washington, D.C. to lobby our representatives.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Represent us by the state.
That's why they have these local offices, and that's why they have town halls. And Dianne Feinstein has not held a town hall in the 24 years since she's been a senator. Last month, Bernie Sanders said, quote, "If you don't have the guts to face your constituents, then you shouldn't be in the United States Congress." That's what you're elected to do. Now, Bernie is now the director of outreach for the Democratic Party, even though he is still technically not a Democrat. And why? Because a recent poll found that he is the most popular politician in America. For his entire campaign, for his entire career, he has represented the interests of the working class and the middle class in this country, not corporations and the billionaires. So we are here to say, outside your re-election fundraiser, Dianne Feinstein, if you won't stop representing the 1% and start representing the 99%, don't run! If you won't stop using your government office to help your billionaire husband and your billionaire friends, don't run! If you won't hold a town hall for once in your entire Senate career, don't run! Thank you!
Town hall or retire. Town hall or retire. Town hall or retire.
Another thing to remember is that Senator Feinstein has not outright called for the resignation of Sessions, okay? So, let's remind her that we want to see resignation, not recusal. Resign, not recuse. Resign, not recuse. Resign, not recuse. Another thing that Senator Feinstein said, I don't see my role as a leader of a Trump opposition. I see my role as the lead Democrat on the Judiciary Committee. Well, 35% voting with Trump is not good. So let's go down the list of all the things that Trump is going to hurt us. So let's start with climate change.
Climate change is real. Host a town hall here. Climate change is real. Host a town hall here.
Healthcare is a human right. Host a town hall, do it right. Healthcare is a human right.
Host a town hall, do it right.
Healthcare is a human right. Host a town hall, do it right.
Now let's move on to love. Love trumps hate. Town halls are great. Love trumps hate.
Town halls are great. Love trumps hate. Town halls are great.
So I'm here with Sandra Madera, who is very active in the Indivisible movement in Los Angeles.
We would like for the senator to follow the strategy of withholding consent. This is a strategy where all senators vote no on every nomination, every cabinet pick. The Democrats need to keep their power, and when they are in the minority, that means that they've got to stick together. The senator has voted with Trump about 35% of the time, and that does not work. That only weakens the Democrats. So we need her to do her job, we need her to have a spine, and we need her to stick to withholding consent.
So I've talked to Senator multiple times today, and I told her about all the folks that are out here and what they're chanting and the signs and giving her an update so that when she gets here, she knows to say hi to folks.
Now, more than that, are you going to tell her that we want her to hold a town hall and meet with her constituents?
Oh, she's very well aware.
Fine with our signs. I'll talk to you there.
Are you willing to host a town hall?
I will when I can. I'll explain
You want
it.
to say hi to Vlad? Oh, Vlad.
Okay, why don't
Vlad,
we're going to listen to you. We're going to listen to you.
So, this is Vlad.
Just let me be.
Of course.
Hi.
Senator Feinstein, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. I think we're from the Indivisible Groups.
And Our Revolution Los Angeles, Bernie Sanders organization.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Can we use the microphone now?
Yes.
Some questions for you, Senator Feinstein.
Okay.
The first question is, why have you voted with the Trump administration 35% of the time?
I voted for the national security related appointments. And that's essentially it. I don't know what else I voted for actually right now. I didn't keep count. I'll leave that up to you. But we do a lot of work. My staff researches the records. I get a memo, I get a recommendation, and that's what I followed.
Why did you say that you are not going to filibuster Gorsuch, and in fact you're not even committed to voting against him?
Let me explain to you. I'm the first woman ever to be the lead Democrat on the Judiciary Committee. These are constitutional. It took a while. These are constitutional hearings, and they have to be conducted properly. And it makes no sense for me to make up my mind before we've gone through the 150,000 documents. That I have a staff. As the lead Democrat, I get a staff. And that's what that staff has been doing. They pull out those things that they believe are important, and those cases that he sat on that they believe they're the Trans Am case, other cases like that, the Hobby Lobby, Chevron, etc. And I read those cases. And now, Monday morning, we will begin the hearing, and the hearings will go on for 4 days. They are very formal. They are very important.
But you're behaving like
They will overturn you. I'll listen to you if you just let me finish. So I will make an opening statement, and you will hear some of what I think at this. And then we will have days of questions, and then we will have discussion, and we will vote. Now, I did that with Sessions. Everybody wanted me in the very beginning, say no to Sessions, don't vote for Sessions. We did it our way. I made the opening speech, I made the closing speech, I made the speech on the floor, and everybody then said, gee, you did the right thing. You have to know the information.
But you're behaving like a reasonable person.
Okay.
No, seriously, you're behaving like a reasonable person. Last year, the Republicans sat on Merrick Garland for a year. They said the new president should decide. This was a year before the new president was sworn in. And they have not acted like reasonable people. So why are the Democrats acting like reasonable people?
We don't want to do that anymore. Can I answer that question for a minute? I was one of those that went up to the White House and recommended Merrick Garland. And I did so after looking for someone that I thought both Republicans and Democrats could support. The senior judge, 22 years, on the District Court of Appeals, the D.C. Court of Appeals, which is the big appellate circuit in this country. The supervising prosecutor for the Oklahoma City bombing, who got complimented by the defense counsel on the kind of prosecution, for 1 death penalty and 1 life in prison. A very good man. And I was as humiliated as he was. So you're right. For a year, that court has been 4-4. 12 big verdicts are waiting on 4-4 votes.
And we still
It is a travesty. It should not have happened. George Washington, his first year, his last year, appointed a judge. President Obama was entitled to make this appointment. Let me say, they took it away from him. Don't think we don't know it. Don't think we don't remember it. And don't think that that doesn't stick deeply within it.
What are you going to do about it?
Well,
We have to
What you have to do is figure out what you can win. You have to do things that are smart.
You just take a stand.
Take a stand.
You need
It's so
60
easy.
votes.
We need leaders in office.
Young man, I have made more stands in my lifetime than you are old by far.
But
You did your job.
Feinstein, we have understanding that you have not held an open town hall in the 24 years that you're a senator. You do private events like you did in San Francisco, a ticketed event. Yes, it was free, but it was a limited number of tickets. Would you make a commitment right here today to hold a town hall in a room with 500 to 1,000 or more, any number of constituents, to answer our question?
I will make a commitment to do a town hall. And I know you won't stack it, but you'll open it to everybody.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Senator Feinstein, what about calling for outright for Sessions' resignation?
We looked at that.
He perjured
It
himself.
wouldn't happen.
He perjured
We
himself.
did get the recusal, and that's something.
But he lied. He lied.
I,
still gonna destroy
he
civil
did not
rights.
answer
We know that certain
the,
things you're gonna
the question.
lose, but you can still
had
vote on
different
principle.
shades of interpretation, to be fair.
Right?
I didn't think he answered
Vote on
it the way he
principle.
should have. But here's the thing: we all meet with ambassadors. That's what ambassadors do. Now, whether there's more to that or not, I don't know. My objection to him was that he was a political partisan, and the job of Attorney General is not that of a political partisan. It's of an independent legal personality. And so I was very disappointed by some of the
But Senator
answers.
Feinstein, if we allow a liar to serve as the Attorney General, that we basically lose faith in our government.
Yeah.
Sessions is a racist.
I wouldn't do that because there are a lot of very good people in the Justice Department and very good people in the organs of the Justice Department. And I know
A lot of them are getting fired.
Let me ask you a question about the Postal Accountability Act of 2006, which you signed. A lot of people signed this. No, even Henry Waxman signed
what
this.
happens if I don't remember it?
Well, it basically requires that the Postal Service pay employee health benefits for 75 years into the future, which has been bankrupting the post office.
Someone asked a question
And your
that's relevant to
husband's
today,
for
please.
this is relevant today. I'm wondering if you're going to repeal this. Well, it's what our protest is about. If you would be willing to repeal this law because it is bankrupting the post office and your husband's firm is benefiting from the
My
sale of
husband's firm is not benefiting.
his old firm. CBRE has the exclusive no-bid contract to sell or lease all the post
Can you
offices.
tell us about Russia? That's what people want to know.
No, people don't want to know about Russia. That's fake news.
Okay, let me answer this question and then we'll go to Russia. I don't remember.
Unbelievable.
I don't remember the bill. I will take a look at it.
Great,
But
thank you
it's
very
long
much.
gone. Let's go to Russia.
You just what is a ghost yesterday when you came out of that meeting, and we don't know what's happening, but we know that he is breaking laws every day. He's making money at Mar-a-Lago. He's getting copyrights in China. He has obvious dealings with Russia.
pipeline.
The Dakota pipeline. There's so many things that he is doing that are unconstitutional. How are we going to get him out? That's what I want.
Well, we have a lot of people looking at this, technical people, and I think he's going to get himself out. I think the creation, I think sending sons to another country to make a financial deal for his company and then have that covered with government expenses. I believe those government expenses should not be allowed. And we are working, let me finish, we are working on a bill that would do that now. We're working on a couple of bills that would deal with conflict of interest right now. It's difficult because this is a field that relates to some extent to the emollients clause of the Constitution, and there's no preceding legislation to do this. But we've got good people looking at it, and we're going to some of the ethicists along the line.
Do you agree that we're facing the biggest challenge and threat to our Constitution, our Republic, and our democracy right now? Is this the most important year or two of your career in government?
Well, it's the most troubling. Yes. And I've been doing what I do for a long time, and I've never seen anything like this.
Right.
I've never seen a president that can make a comment and it's dead wrong, Yes. And he hangs on to the comment.
Yes.
I've never seen a president saying about his opponent, lock her up, lock her up. That was kind of the beginning for me.
We've
that
been
I
saying
understood
lock him up.
that we were dealing with a totally different phenomenon here. I think we have to be aware of that and be smart and watch and make our notes and do our bills, and then we'll see what happens.
Senator, has Trump committed impeachable offenses?
Yes.
I can't answer that right now.
Yes, he
Senator, I
has.
have a question about your home state of California. I'm not going to ask you to sign this right now, but I would like to know where your position is on legislation like the California Disclose Act to ensure that large corporate donors and special interests cannot hide behind misleading names.
Right, I'm for that.
So you're in support of legislation like the California. Would you endorse the California Disclose Act, AB 14, sponsored by Jimmy Gomez?
What date will we have our town hall, please?
I've got to get through the Supreme Court hearings, and we've got to get them because I won't come home until this is all done.
No. April, please.
So,
April.
Since you're going to be 84,
I would
you
let
should
me say
retire.
I'll do it before summer.
Oh, no.
Do you think that you should? I know
Before
that you're
summer.
healthy. Not thank God you're healthy. Your pacemaker was installed, but you have been around for 24 years. Do you think that it's time to? Yeah, just to retire and let some new blood come into the office.
See.
Progressive.
We'll see. Yeah.
Do you
I
think
don't
that the
feel that
progressive
way
movement in the
Please be a
Democratic
leader.
Party is moving left, and you're going to be left behind if you don't move with it?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh, I have a feeling.
Then why do you think we
We
lost?
had 11% turnout
I
in LA.
represent this whole state.
Right, but remember, you
There are a
represent
lot
us,
of
not just
different
them.
people and I take that very seriously. So I do my level best to represent everyone. And some people may not like that. I can't help it. But this is what I've always done. And I've run a difficult city to run for 9 years, San Francisco. I've gone through 2 assassinations. I've seen a city divided. And I believe that I have a responsibility to do everything I can to bring people together. And that's the kind of public servant I want to be and have been. I can't.
What do you think of the fact that Bernie Sanders is the most popular?
I think enough is enough.
That's what Bernie says.
Thank you. Yeah, right. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for talking with us.
Please be a leader for us.
Resist. Back on the sidewalk. Resist.
It was very nice of her to come and talk with us. I don't know who this guy is here, but she gave him a nice big hug.
Thank you,
And
Senator Feinstein. Thanks for the chat.
as co-organizer of this event, how do you feel about it?
I feel good. I feel that this event was very necessary. I think that it is the only way we could have gotten a meeting with Senator Feinstein. So I think we have to keep it up.
All right, so what's the next step? So we're going to contact her office, right, and set up that. I have her on tape saying she's going to do it. We're going to contact her office and set that up, right, Vlad?
Absolutely, that's the next step.
Yeah, that's the next step.